this guy who brings up men's issues, but yet he's just called incel. These people dismiss him as always. So, without further ado, let's get this started.
What do you know of incels, Adam?
Well, I've been on various internet forums and things, and I've seen them. And to be honest, most of the time, I think it's just men trying to express themselves and being labelled misogynists because of programs such as the one I'm on now, and the constant sort of anti-male rhetoric on the BBC and the kind of barrage of misandry, if you ask me, on BBC Radio 4, which turns men off women, quite frankly. And I think if you want to address the issue of incels, and if there is such an issue as incels, and it's not just a label which has been given to a certain group of men, then you need to look at the larger social structures that are causing it.
Can I ask a question?
Thank you. Incel just means men are just talking about their problems nowadays. I mean, this guy is bringing up a lot of valid points, a lot of valid men's issues. I mean, just playing misandry around everywhere, around in the media. Just look at Hollywood movies. I mean, men are supposed to prove themselves if they want to get respect. I mean, do you wonder why there's a lot of men out there who are desperate to get married? It's because in Hollywood they shame single men. They shame men for keeping up, and in many cultures there are men who are shamed just for not being married. They're shamed for not being this and that. It's crazy.
Adam, would you describe yourself as an incel?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask me that, Jeremy. No, I wouldn't describe myself as an incel because in the past I've not been celibate, and I've not been celibate, and also I'm a bisexual. So no, I wouldn't describe myself as that.
I didn't know that.
Well, newsflash: incel does not mean involuntary celibate anymore. It means men who just talk about their problems. It just means men who talk about issues that affect them systemically or personally, just anything. It's a derogatory word.
Dimension, I hadn't even thought that you can't be an incel if you're bisexual. Matthew.
Adam, can I ask a question?
So now they're just going back to framing it. So apparently incel just means men who are straight. I mean, so then what does this mean? Does this mean we can't be straight anymore? I don't know what this means, but seriously, it's really suspicious the way they frame it like that.
If you feel it's men that's expressing themselves, then that's sort of fine. What do you think people are trying to stop you from expressing if this is just men expressing themselves, speaking in a certain way about women?
Well, men can't show their feelings. Men can't get into things that are slightly feminine. Men can't have hobbies unless it gives them status. Men do not have as much self-expression as women. Look at the anime community. Before it got popular, men were ashamed for being anime fans. And they weren't hurting anybody. They're just watching anime. They're just liking characters. And yet these women come over, and now anime is not shamed anymore because women are allowed to express themselves.
Men expressing their feelings, expressing how they feel about women, and expressing their experiences and why their experiences have turned them off women.
And you don't feel this?
Yes, and men have every right to express their frustrations with women. I've had a lot of experience with women. They've treated me bad all these years. All my elementary school teachers were women. They didn't respect my individuality, didn't respect my differences. They insist I just integrate and be like everybody else. Yet women can make fun of men's private parts. They could make fun of men. They can make fun of men who are not keeping up. They can do whatever, and they can get away with it. Yet us men, we cannot even have any complaints about when we can't have any complaints about them. We can't even defend themselves from them.
Leans into misogyny in any way. If it's I dislike this woman because she's potentially rejected me and it's turned me off women, and I'm very angry about it, because that's the picture that's painted here.
I think you need to look at misandry instead, and the fact that women constantly want bad boys, and it becomes like a competition as to who can behave the baddest.
Do you know?
The way...
Exactly, they want bad boys. Heck, even when we're single, they dream about these bad boys. Look at the anime community. Here's one of the most popular characters that I see fooling around. His name is Light Yagami. He's a guy who just kills people for no reason. He just kills random people. and he makes a false pretense to kill them. He's another popular character women like is Patrick Bateman, another guy who just kills off random people he sees as below him or above him. I mean, just and I also suggest reading the book The Manipulated Man. Esther Vilar talks about how women tend to like men who are bad boys. I mean, there's this part in this book that Esther Vilar talks about how they condition men to be wartime leaders by giving them toys that are like that are action based and even like military themed toys. They have them like they just do that just because they assume they're men. They assume they always like those stuff, and these women also groom women to be these people who would groom themselves for the ideal provider men or ideal male slaves to them. They just give them these toys. They give them these like feminine toys, and that's how the world came to be.
And the different spheres, the way men in the workplace
So
are required to be really quite womanly.
Let me bring in we only have one woman on the panel. You're saying that we're anti-male. We've got 3 out of 4 blokes here.
I've got to say, Adam, I'm pretty shocked by some of the stuff that you've been saying here. So you don't believe...
Just look at her face. She is just she looks like she's really laughing because she knows he's right, and she is proud that women are like this.
That the incel online community is a problem at all. You don't view it as misogyny. Can I just ask, what has your relationship with women been like in the past, and do you think that has impacted your view of women?
Always just ask about the relationships. I mean, usually when people ask about relationships, it's about like romantic relationships, not just general relationships or like just general interactions.
I think being bullied by women in the workplace has impacted my view of women. Yeah, I think it's being expected to be sort of ultra masculine in some ways, and
it's true. Women expect men to be masculine. They expect us to be these so-called dominant people, like these high expectations. Again, read the book The Manipulating Man. This author talks about and exposes it all, and it's really rare for a woman to at least be genuine and just admit it. And also just look at this scene from this YouTube channel React. There's this girl, like, the video is about men who like My Little Pony, and they're just, first of all, they react to the show, and then the interviewer told him that, oh, a lot of men like the show. And then there's this girl who comes on and she says, oh, I don't want a man who likes My Little Pony. I want a man who's like, I am tough. Is that not proof enough that women like those type of people? Heck, I've seen on an Instagram server that women like men who look like they want to kill them. It's really disgusting, and nobody talks about this enough. So yes, women like these so-called masculine men because they see them as dominant. They see them as protectors. They see them as people they could sacrifice during hard times.